With the new 0.2 update to Grazon Warfare, I saw a lot of people online who misrepresent some of the performance numbers they see, and I want to address certain things in-game to help you understand what settings have what effect on your performance. One very major thing I want to talk about is that some creators who got early access to the 0.2 update have claimed that their frames per second have doubled, and at a surface level that seems to be the case. But if you dig deeper, you'll understand that the actual performance has not increased nearly as much. I'm here on the creator preview build, which does include most of the changes from the 0.2 update, including FSR 3.1. Many people rightfully dislike FSR upscaling for its pretty bad image quality, but that is not the point I'm trying to make. FSR 3.1 has two things we have to pay very close attention to. First of all, like its previous version FSR 3.0, it features frame generation, which seemingly doubles frame rates. Of course, 60 FPS with frame generation on won't feel like 60 FPS because it's actually just 30 FPS and the other 30 frames are being inserted by frame generation instead of actually rendered from the game world. The second important factor is that FSR 3.1 decouples frame generation from upscaling, which means you can use the frame generation even when not using FSR upscaling. This in turn allows people to enable FSR frame generation while using DLSS or XeSS upscaling. You might already be seeing what I'm getting at. The 0.2 creator preview came with FSR frame generation enabled by default, which led people who didn't use frame generation before to believe that their frames have doubled, when in reality they haven't changed a lot. My performance improvement was around 6%. On another note, among the Grazon Warfare community, I see a lot of people complaining that the performance drops significantly when using any optic with more than 1x zoom in the game. This led many people to believe that it's actually the picture-in-picture rendering of the scopes that's causing this, and this is not true to the extent that people believe. Let me demonstrate you something. As you can see, my performance did not drop. This already somewhat disproves the theory that this is the scopes themselves causing performance issues. But I can tell you exactly why you're not crazy for thinking that. The reason that my performance is not dropping when using a scope is that I'm using TSR upscaling at 100% 3D resolution. With any other upscaling method, even at native resolution, 100% 3D resolution, this does not apply. As you can see, when I zoom in now, I have about 73 FPS right now. I zoom in and it's dropping down to 60, 52, 53 with FSR. And this also applies to DLSS and any other upscaling method that is not TSR. If you don't believe me that it actually needs 100% 3D resolution, I can just show you that my performance still drops when I just lower it to 30%, even when I'm still using TSR. Alright, you see I get about 95 FPS up here, and now I zoom in, and down to 64. That's quite the drop. And now we're back to 92. If you paid attention, you might have actually seen why the FPS drop when you're zooming in. Because when you zoom in, the game completely ignores your upscaling settings. You can see that everything is extremely blurry here because I'm only at 30% resolution. But as soon as I zoom in, everything becomes sharp, because it just goes back to 100% resolution when you zoom in. So this is an issue with the upscalers in the game, and not really with the picture-in-picture rendering of the scopes.